My name's Damien, and I am here to help you find the perfect wedding band and some things to watch out for. Little bit history. I built a music university in the UK called the British and Irish Institute of Modern Music. Then I went on to form a music management company that helps musicians find their way and have a career in music. I also have a YouTube channel that also helps musicians release music and build a career. So I feel like I know a thing or two about the music industry, musicians, and playing live. On top of that, I have played around 2,000 gigs, so I know all of the things that can go wrong, and hopefully I can help you over the next 5 minutes to understand what to look for when finding the perfect wedding band. So let's take a peek behind the curtain. The first thing is this is a show and not a set of songs, and it's really important because this is your big day, and playing a bunch of music is one thing, but making this into a show, a fully fledged show, is very, very important. Think of it like a West End theatre. It's not just about the right music and the right notes, it's about actually putting this into the energy and excitement of what that show would be. Now, when bands have been doing this for a long period of time, you get what's called in industry as being a tight band, which means the band really gels. It means the music really flows. It really sits well together. And that is one of the reasons why people would want to get on the dance floor and dance. It feels good. Now, you get that from playing together a lot. So you're looking for a band that has performed together a lot to get a really tight performance. Second thing is tempos. When you go into the studio and you record music, you are trying to find the perfect tempo for the consumer to listen to. Now, when it comes to a party time, we want to up those tempos. So you want bands to play slightly faster. Now, an experienced band will know this and know that not only are they starting to push the tempo, but if it gets too fast, it gets frantic. But if it gets too slow, then you don't get enough party. And so the tempos could be pushed during each different song. So in other words, we're trying to get more people on the dance floor. Let's push the tempo a little bit. That's another reason why you want an experienced band. Then you've got the repertoire, or the song list that band will play. Now, sadly, many musicians will turn up and do the bare minimum, and they'll play what I call a lazy set. Songs like Johnny Be Good, or Mustang Sally, or Superstition. Why? Because they're so easy to play, and you can basically just turn up, play, and go home again. Now, what you're looking for is a band that takes pride in their songs, takes pride in their repertoire. Why? Because if they're playing the same old, it's boring for them, just the same as it will be boring for you. So a band that's looking for new ideas and new songs is a band that takes this very seriously. Now, a big thing to think about is gear. So the basics, obviously, we've got guitars, we've got basses, we've got amps, but then it does go a lot further than that. Now, trust me on this, when it comes to playing wedding venues, they're pretty tough because you get a lot of glass, you get a lot of stone floors, you get high ceilings, you get big rooms, and so you're constantly battling the frequencies and the sounds that you're trying to actually keep under control. Now, an experienced band will have music industry pro gear, as opposed to what I'd call music shop gear. So the gear is very important. It goes past just what you see. It's also the PA, the lighting, the microphone, the leads, the guitar pedals, like even the wireless packs. Everything is there for a reason. So again, you're paying for a professional outfit because they are able to manipulate the sound on any different wedding venue that they're going to play. Now, one of my biggest pet peeves is set order. So you've got the song list, the repertoire, but the actual order of songs is very, very important. So it's not just a case of saying, I'm going to throw these songs in and we're just going to play what we feel like. Every song does a job within that set. So I'm going to take an example of Mr. Brightside. Mr. Brightside is probably the biggest song in most people's sets. And even when you think, I don't want Mr. Brightside, but when it's 10 o'clock in the evening and all your friends are going crazy, Mr. Brightside starts and everyone goes, yeah, and the dance floor gets packed. Therefore, that is a weapon, and you need to use that at the right time. Use it too early, and you've brought people on the dance floor and they'll leave. Use it too late and some people would have gone home. So this song is the perfect song to be used to get people on the dance floor and really build up that set. So, usually I would suggest it's the second set, the second hour, third or fourth song in. Now, that's quite a detail, but you can see that every song is placed in a certain position in the set to do a certain job to get people on the dance floor. And again, you need an experienced outfit, an experienced band to understand who's on the dance floor, where they're at, and what that night needs to make this into the best party. And what happens if something goes wrong? And we have this phrase, which is whatever can go wrong probably will go wrong, which is fine if you're an experienced outfit because you're used to it. Having done 1,500 of these types of gigs, you get used to things going wrong. I remember one time we were doing a gig on the Thames, and one of the singers was holding a mixing desk or a PA. And she almost went off balance and threw the mixing desk up in the air. And we all watched as this mixing desk went up in the air and went down into the Thames. And we knew that we were leaving in half an hour. And it was like, we've got a problem. Some of our gear is at the bottom of the water in the Thames, and the show must go on. So at which point, you got to fix these things. So what happens if a PA breaks? What happens if the bass drum goes, or the bass drum beater goes, or you break a string, or the amp starts to play up, or guitar pedal goes? Now, experienced musicians will just take this in their stride. They'll say, "Don't worry, I'll just reroute it." But for inexperienced musicians, that could be the end of the night. One of the big things this comes down to is a show and performance, because this isn't just music. This isn't just a band performing. This is a huge event for you. This is a huge day in your life, and this is emotion. This is creating memories, and you want all your friends to look back over the years and say, "Remember that night? Oh, that was such a great night." And the evening's entertainment is the biggest part of that. That's the bit that people are going to remember, that huge party of everyone getting drunk and swinging their jackets round their heads. And so you need someone that will take pride in your night the same way as you have taken pride in building this night. So you don't want shoegazers, you don't want clock watchers, you want people who are going to come in and say, "I want to make this the best night possible, and I'm going to change music around, I'm going to change those songs, I'm going to change those tempos, we're going to fix little bits, I'm going to make things specific to your night because I want to make this a show that you'll never forget." And lastly, because of that, I would say trust the agents. These guys are doing this all day, every day, all hours. They know the gossip, they know the history, they know when there's problems, and the reason why they'll be recommending acts and recommending bands is because there's trust there, because they'll be saying, these guys are going to go and they're going to get the job done. So whilst you might find certain acts, I would say have a listen to what the agents say, because if there's certain bands that are free on a specific day, the agents will be recommending them for a reason, because they have all the behind the scenes knowledge. So I hope that helps, and hopefully you will have the best night of your life and make the best memories. And thank you so much for watching.